Hey there, friends. Over the last 4 years, I took every opportunity I can to talk with a fellow creator. Because even though I was already working in the creative industries as a filmmaker, there's just something so special about talking with another person forging their own path on YouTube. So you could say I spent over 200 hours talking with creators. And one thing I discovered is that having YouTube friends is the biggest cheat code to having long-term success on this platform. That's why I want to share with you 5 specific ways how I've been able to start these friendships, maintain them, and how they've helped me along the way. Let's get into it. The first and maybe easiest way I've been able to make connections with other YouTube interested people is through an online course. There's a lot of them out there. Some are very affordable, others are extremely expensive. But most of them do one thing really well. They bring people together with a common goal. So it's really easy to start conversations there without any kind of awkwardness. You're just in there sharing your experience, sharing videos, giving feedback, receiving feedback, and just starting conversations. And here's a thing you might not know. Almost the whole cast of Orbit's first season were people I've met in the Master YouTube course from Matt Diavella. And to this day, these 5 people are some of my closest YouTube friends. In fact, there was one of them, Wojtek, who inspired me to make this video and the whole next series. But even if you're not in a course or a workshop, here's another way you can find YouTube friends: social media.
Wow.
Okay, this might sound super obvious and extremely simple, but it seems to be a really hard thing for people to do. Simply send somebody a DM on social. If you discover a creator you vibe with, you like their style, they're sort of on your level, just say, hey, just discovered you, I like what you're doing, would you be up for a chat? It's as simple as that. But it's always surprising how many people never even taken that step. And maybe it's because a lot of those messages never get any response. Just like my messages to Tom, who has been the spiritual co-founder of Orbit. Everything I've been doing, I've talked with him about. But the first 3 messages just didn't get through to him. They got lost somewhere in the Instagram DM system, whatever. Eventually it got through to him. And now I couldn't imagine doing anything I do now without him. So every once in a while, it is worth to be persistent, just react to what they're doing, write little comments, and eventually you can start a conversation. So the next one, we take it back to the real world.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Just like online courses, events, meetups, and conferences bring people together over a shared set of interests. So if you go there, it's very likely you're gonna run into another person who wants to share their passion online. And I bet you can find a networking event, industry conferences, or people who like X meetup in your area. Even if you live in the middle of nowhere, you can probably join an online event. And if that doesn't exist, host your own, take the challenge, and become the person who gets stuff done. That is what I've been doing for almost 2 years before starting this channel. But for me, in-person events have been the biggest unlock this year. It's how I've met Alex Tech, Nino, Nadia, Macaroon, and that ultimately led to the most viewed video on this channel so far. But if you really don't want to go outside, the next one's for you. Whatever you're into, I'm pretty sure there's a Reddit or a Discord community out there for you, full of people talking about just that thing. And that makes it a great place full of potential connections if you know how to engage. Because most people make the mistake of joining a community, posting maybe once or twice, and then completely abandoning it. Instead, I think the key to connecting in existing communities is to just become a really active contributor by commenting on every single post that is relevant to you. If you have something to say, if you have an opinion, if you know something about the topic, just say it out. That shows you the people who contribute regularly, and it gets you seen as a person who delivers value. Then it's just a matter of messaging a specific person who's on the same wavelength as you. That's how I connected with Sasha, who has a similar channel to this one, but in German. And I do hope that we start a little collaboration next year, but let's see. This last one is a little bit tricky because it's not entirely in your control. But if people start introducing you to other people, that means you've done a really good job communicating what you're about. And that makes it really easy for coworkers, friends, and family to introduce you to people you have to meet. These instances are often very serendipitous and might not always lead to anything tangible, but they come with a built-in trust that can open very unexpected doors. For example, that is how I met Bartek this summer, the first person I met who is as passionate about community as I am. And hopefully I can share more about that with you. As an introvert myself, I know how exhausting and daunting all of this can sound. But once you get over that initial resistance, you will see how rewarding it is to be the person who takes the first step and starts a conversation. Because if you pick the right people, all of this becomes effortlessly and fun. And so for the next few videos, I want to highlight some of my YouTube friends, normal people who maybe they have not found any kind of success online, but they've helped me unlock something on my creator journey. And I kind of want to go deeper on that, how valuable it can be to have YouTube friends. If that sounds interesting to you, hit subscribe. And if you want more practical tips on becoming a better creator, check out the Orbit newsletter. All links for that down below. And with that, I hope to see you in the next one.
What is Orbit and where did you get the name from?
I've been thinking about you asking me this question, and so I have a question first for you back.
When it sees Nick, it just goes, let him in.
I wanted to get all my social media sorted out before I talk to you today, but
funny how the world works, huh? Kind of like these weird connections.
I feel like we might have been ships in the night on some stuff.